Did you know that there's only a 1 in 5 chance that your seed will contain the optimal obsidian end pillar layout for a max efficiency iron bars farm? And this is what such a weird farm would look like. Foxes will try to eat cake, but as it can't be eaten in item form, they just get stuck holding it. The first quarry ever was designed by Marin Irio and dates back to before World Eaters, 3D dupers, or even TNT duping existed. Shulkers can teleport onto chorus flowers. You can figure out how many block updates an async observer line has sent out by killing the line by update suppressing the block updates from the last observer. Then you can treat powered observers as 0 and unpowered as 1 and read off the amount of updates in binary. With the help of ideal RNG manipulation and a 100% efficient harvesting system, the fastest single core nether tree farm you could possibly make would produce 1,215 stems and 11,565 shroomlights every second. If you kill a raid captain in a different dimension to the player, then it still gives bad omen. 20W08A is the last version where you could grow 3x3 huge fungus from a fungus. This is also the version where huge fungus could replace any non-full blocks such as chests, pistons, and redstone dust, so good luck making a farm for it. Observers can actually be made renewable in 1.12 through a sort of palette corruption that can randomly occur where all the air blocks in a subchunk convert to observers.
The future is renewable observers.
Endermite farms are unable to reach their theoretical maximum speed of 180 endermites per hour, as the player will always need to replenish their hunger bar. Or will they? The dragon egg can teleport up to 15 blocks away, and its teleportation range has a central tendency. The first recorded use of using block 36 TNT in a nether tree farm was on the 26th of January 2022 by Dula Di Gulu. You can actually make a dead bush farm, but you have to go back to snapshot 14W30C and harvest these double tall ferns. This will give you a glitch block which you can then place down and harvest again as a shrub, and these shrubs later convert to dead bushes. 1.18 is arguably the best version for quarries because you get the extra terrain height, but the terrain isn't splattered with immovable skulk sensors, catalysts, and shriekers. Furnace minecarts can't be moved by other minecarts. If you put a creeper on an upwards facing piston that is powered by a simple 4-game tick observer clock, it will never explode, even if you prime it with flint and steel. Right clicking on a dirt block with a splash water bottle or lingering bottle of water turns it into an empty bottle. Since entities move in the Y direction first, then X, then Z, a TNT with just enough velocity could fly through this tunnel without colliding with the glass. The most optimal amount of time between sugarcane harvests for a flying machine design isn't 40 minutes. On the 7th of September 2022, a post made by Sammy Yuri in the Minecraft subreddit about running Minecraft in Minecraft using just redstone was removed by the moderators for advertising. The signal strength outputted by a trapped chest increases per player opening it. When looking for chunks to generate a return end gateway in, the game first draws a line from 00 through the entry gateway, which is 1024 blocks long, and then incrementally checks every 16 blocks along that vector between 2 points to check if the chunk is empty or not. A creeper's fuse timer isn't stored in MBT, so it will reset when it goes through another portal or when the player reloads the game. A comparator reading a lectern with a 16-page book in it will have signal strength 1 for the first 2 pages, and then increment onwards until signal strength 15 at page 16. The Vine's constant is not actually constant, as it varies depending on if VRM is used, and even in the absence of VRM, the constant is simply the average weighting between the 3 layers of the Vine's region, so it varies depending on which layer of the Vine's region you're analyzing. The lowest level a nether fortress can spawn at is Y48.
GBHSSGNF Sadskars Fieskate Pre.
You can duplicate TNT with a snow layer and then make a duper that relies on a snow golem to regenerate it. You can technically get a chunk swap without using any beacons. By using the unload method in 5500 cluster chunks, JKM got a beaconless chunk swap on the 19th of August 2022. Bees don't die in the void, their AI just stops and then they freeze. The precise placement of end gateways using falling block can be used in the design of a max efficiency end core tree farm, where the player only has to go at 50 blocks per second instead of 100 blocks a second, reducing the impact of client desync. In snapshot 22W12A, furnaces just wouldn't smelt any items if there wasn't a fuel item in the fuel slot, even if there was leftover power in it. Lightmatica lets you change the default selector item to cooked beef. Wither skulls have their collision box at the feet of the wither, but the raw position at the wither head for just one tick, so you can actually push it with water at the wither feet. Prime TNT minecarts won't blow up blocks with rails on top of them. In 1.17, if you update suppress the placement of a workstation, then villagers won't be able to claim it. On average, it takes 4.44 bone meal attempts to grow an acacia tree sapling, which is twice as many as it takes to grow an azalea tree. Every vertically extended piston also has a vertical slab inside it. The end platform generates one block higher if you enter from the nether. All of the different root crops and blocks are different heights. Scaffolding can be made movable. When a sapling grows on top of a grass or mycelium block, the volume of the tree extends down by 1 below the sapling and can change the state of nearby leaves. Cart speed gets exponentially faster once you go above a certain motion value on powered rails, but the cart speed limit prevents you from going any faster, so you never see it. If you have 5 stacks of 127 unstackables in a cart, it will reverse direction every game tick. There are more variations of nether trees than there are atoms in the universe. Lava cauldrons damage minecarts twice in the same game tick, killing them instantly. Despite what you see in the code, warp blocks actually have a 97.951% chance of generating in the external region, not 98%, due to warp block generation being cancelled in case shroomlight generation is successful. For many years, people did not account for the unreliability of breaking shulker boxes with a piston. To make a max efficiency encore tree farm without the falling block exploit, and to keep the player going at 50 blocks per second, the farm would have to be 30 million blocks long to minimize the delay from traveling through end portals to get back to your spawn set at the world border. In the context of piston push order, there is no such thing as pulling blocks, it is always pushing from the other direction. According to all known laws of physics, activation is physically short.
Basics of Zertex. So my last video was pretty incorrect.
It's pretty crazy, but frogs on flat surfaces tend to jump in positive directions. Thanks again for watching this far into the video, and have a happy new year.